So the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg may just be the September surprise that gets Donald Trump reelected. The Democrats, frantic over the potential generational shift of the Supreme Court moving to a strong conservative majority, have gone crazy. In fact, their vile hatred of the other side is now being exposed. Their willingness to simply change rules, laws, and traditions to benefit their own selfish quest is now on full display. And even more troubling, they are openly threatening violence if Republicans move forward in confirming the president's pick. It is behavior left for two-year-olds at best and domestic terrorists at worst.
That's our number one job right now, is to not give in and is to not give up. So listen, let this moment radicalize you.
Well, that is the left's beloved AOC. And I could go through tweet after tweet from the left calling for riots and even the burning down of the Capitol. Those calls for civil war will push moderates and even some Democrats away from their clearly radicalized party. Let's make something perfectly clear. When President Obama offered up Merrick Garland and the Republican-led Senate refused to take up his nomination in 2016, Senate Leader Mitch McConnell was simply following the Constitution. There were no tricks. There were no sleight of hand. An appointment to the Supreme Court can only happen with the, quote, advice and consent of the Senate. The Senate simply chose not to give its advice and consent. This time around, it might. Nothing illegal, no loopholes, just simply a vote by a party in control, something Schumer didn't have and still doesn't. That means they are desperate. So desperate, it forces Joe Biden to emerge from his basement to give a speech off a teleprompter in an empty hall to beg Senate Republicans not to move forward, and begging for a potential world leader never looks good.
Please follow your conscience. Don't vote to confirm anyone nominated under the circumstances President Trump and Senator McConnell have created. Don't go there.
Now, wait a second. President Trump and Mitch McConnell created? What created this situation was the arrogance of the left, and yes, even the selfishness of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She could have stepped down during the Barack Obama era, but instead her refusal to step aside, partly due to an audacious, overwhelming certainty that there was no way Hillary Clinton could lose, put them in this predicament. And now, for Ginsburg's family to claim her dying wish was for her seat not to be filled with a Trump pick, with all due respect to the iconic justice, amounts to a fairy tale. She should have thought about that 6 years ago when she was 81. The fact is, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's reluctance to step down then has put the Democrats in the situation they find themselves in now.
And I believe the right thing to do is for the Senate to take up this nomination and to confirm the nominee before Election Day.
Well, Senator Ted Cruz is correct. And there really isn't anything the Democrats can do about it except resort to sheer lunacy and threaten vindictive payback should Trump lose and the Democrats retake the Senate. Some of that payback includes granting Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. statehood to pack the Senate with more Democrats. And speaking of packing, Senate Democrats are also threatening to pack the Supreme Court with 6 more justices if Joe Biden were to win and they took back the Senate. Then, of course, there's Nancy Pelosi with her scorched earth plots and schemes that could be unveiled at any moment.
Some have mentioned the possibility, if they try to push through a nominee in a lame duck session, that you and the House could move to impeach President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination.
Well, we have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now.
Impeach the president? Really? Over what? Following the Constitution? Nancy Pelosi, again, with her fellow Democrats, are willing to weaponize Congress in an attempt to stop a president from following the process the Constitution lays out. And in desperation, all the media can do is focus on calling Republicans hypocrites this time around.
But you have no regrets that Senate Republicans are going to look like hypocrites 44 days before the election for just a complete flip-flop to the average American.
But remember, just 4 years ago, Democrats called for Obama's nominee to be pushed through immediately, insisting the Senate must, quote, do their job, meaning the Democrats are hypocrites too then. Chuck Todd conveniently ignored these clips put together by the RNC.
The American people deserve a fully staffed court of 9.
The president nominates, and then the Senate advises and consents or not, but they go forward with the process.
What we're seeing here, and I hope this is temporary, is a disrespect for the Constitution.
The Constitution is 100% clear. The President of the United States has the right to nominate someone to be a justice of the Supreme Court. Senate's function is to hold hearings and to vote.
So there you go. So who are the real hypocrites in all of this? Maybe it's both sides. Maybe it's just the Democrats. It really doesn't matter, because what the Republicans are doing is following the Constitution. That's it. And remember, with important issues like religious liberty and the Second Amendment, most surely to come before the High Court, the most pressing case may come in just 43 days, when the presidential election results could be disputed by either party, with a 4-4 court that includes an unpredictable Justice John Roberts. The president's reelection could hang in the balance with the nominee he offers up. This is the exact reason why Republicans have to act now.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.